Oh, hi there.
Hey, you.
Hello.
I know this is another talking slash current events slash just one more pistol and receiver video out there, and it's getting exhausting for everybody, and there's oversaturation and all this stuff. I get it. I know you're tired. I'm tired of talking about it.
Feeling a little irked, or at least like irked adjacent, and then these guys bringing their bad vibes? Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
I also promised I would make this video, so I'd rather follow through with that than people be able to call me out on something. That said though, I do really care about this stuff, and you should too, because this could really, if we give the ATF this much power, any ounce of power more than they already have, they're gonna abuse it. And even if you're a gun owner that doesn't care about ARs or doesn't care about polymer 80s or 80% lowers or any of this stuff, they're gonna come for your stuff too, because that's the ultimate goal. Look at Greece, they can't own rifles, period. You can have a shotgun, and if you have a pistol, you can only have one, and you have to shoot with it competitively so many times a year, and you're allowed one route to and from your house. One route. Just think about that. That's the ultimate goal of these people, because they see what's going on in Europe and they're like, yes, we want that. So just because it doesn't affect what you care about right now doesn't mean they're not going to come for it later. So you have to stop this stuff in the meantime, and I promise you, you don't have to let somebody have their things taken or their hobbies taken away just so you can enjoy yours. We have to stand up and fight for the rights of law-abiding citizens to enjoy the things they're allowed to enjoy. And quite frankly, all gun laws are infringements. Okay, the current receiver comment numbers are at, as of today, which is 16 June 2021 at 8 o'clock, 2000 for those of us in the military. We're at 55,266 with 64 days remaining on the receiver comment period. We need to knock that out of the park. We need probably about 300,000 to 500,000 comments on that. And again, the receiver thing is much more dangerous, because unless you're talking about an over-under or side-by-side shotgun or a bolt-action rifle, it can mess up literally everything. All modern firearms, ARs, AKs, everything. And you see what they're doing with pistol braces. It's the same shit. Don't think just because it doesn't fit your specific platform that it's not gonna be manipulated later to come after your shit. Next, the pistol brace number comments are at 44,603 with 84 days remaining.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
And again, these numbers are weak sauce. We really got to knock it out of the park. We got to form up, get everybody out there, get them commenting and all this stuff. I've noticed that it only updates once per day. I don't know if that's at close of business or at 8 in the morning or at lunch. But I know the number hasn't moved for me all day. So maybe it's midnight. I don't know. But we need to get those numbers way up there. So I'm going to leave in the description will be the receiver comment link and the pistol brace comment link in the description. Please get people engaged and get them commenting. Just like last time, there's 141 members of Congress that sent a letter to the Department of Justice, but it's not going to be enough, because this time they have in their mind a direction from the president to get this done versus what happened last time. And last time they were essentially saying, hey, we're just going to take these. So effectively what they did was they got the go-ahead that they want to see from the president. They're like, oh, the president said this, we better get on it. And then they made this ridiculous thing, which I'm going to get into in a minute, about just eliminating these to get that win. The ATF also expects about, and I got this, both the last thing and this thing from Guns and Gadgets, but the ATF said they expect about 375,000 comments on the pistol brace, and we're not even scratching that. We're not even over 100,000 comments. So it's kind of a dare for them, and I love handing the ATF L's. Handing the ATF L's is my favorite thing to do. Everybody likes to make fun of them. Let's actually do something that hands them a loss, please. David Chipman's hearing is tomorrow. Please write your reps. I'm gonna get this up pretty late, so I know I'm late. I'm sorry. I was tired yesterday. My girl just left town. But David Chipman's hearing's tomorrow. Write your reps. And I'm going to leave the link in the description to write your representatives for the Senate hearing on his confirmation. I don't think he's going to get in there, but we can't afford to let that one go by or let our representatives think that we're okay if he does. All right, next thing I want to talk about is, this really makes me sad. The industry and big voices in the gun community and training centers, all that other stuff, they're abandoning this pistol brace fight and the receiver fight because some of them think it's about polymer 80s. Again, it's about receivers. It's not about polymer 80s. And that is the biggest message that we have to get out is, hey, it's all receivers, buddy. Anyhow, so the industry isn't selling any more pistol braced ARs or AKs or anything like that. The only thing they're selling is current inventory and any current inventory of SB Tactical or other pistol brace kits that are out there that they have. No one's ordering anything else. And another thing we have to consider is how many of us out there own an SB Tactical something or other. We bought it from that company. They make a quality product. And how fucked are they right now? No one's ordering anything from them. They got to stop on all orders. And they're having to fight this stuff. But who's helping them out? And let's say this ban doesn't go through. Yeah, everybody's going to get back on ordering them, but they're going to have months of zero revenue generation. And this will hurt them. Hopefully they can survive. And the other problem is there's going to be plenty of inventory because no one's going to buy this stuff. I mean, I bought 2, but I only bought what I needed for projects. I'm not going to buy more that I don't need, right? And I don't expect anybody else to do it. All these brace companies are going to take a fat L even if this doesn't pass because they're going to lose money. And essentially a company that stepped up to create something to help us is going to get no help from us unless we fight this. That's the only thing we can do for them is fight it and defeat it, and then they can resume business. So let's step up and start fighting that because the industry isn't doing it. The other thing too, and this really made me depressed, and it's not that people can't have other opinions, and I kind of let Coke Man down on this because I said I'd do a video on it and I'm way late on it, but he was the only one that called Clint Smith out on this comment. But during a TFB TV interview, Clint Smith made this comment.
You all know that all this pistol stuff that you're sawing off and doing all this stuff too, when you put in 223 and it has a little pistol-y stock, you do all know that that's cheating. Eventually that will come and haunt us. Just nut up and go like, hey, you know, I got this, all right? And we all know what I'm gonna do with it. Just don't go like, well, you know, it's a pistol. You know it's not, it's an SBR. Okay, you're not paying a tax stamp, you're not doing it right, okay? And it'll come back and haunt us someday.
You think of all people, the guy who drives around with milk crates full of AR-15 magazines fully loaded, or the guy who teaches tactics, or the guy who teaches people to shoot, or the guy that's always saying those things that some of us wish we could say in certain instances, he's the guy up there saying it, you know, a no apologies kind of guy, comes in and you would think that someone like him, who's pretty much geared like we are, would be on our side. So if we were all standing silently in a room and someone's like, how do you feel on pistol braces? And all of us stood up and we're like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, no. We would all be shocked, right? But for some reason, Coke Man was the only one to make a video on it. He was the only one to put pressure on this guy at all, and it just blew by. And that's really depressing too, because the gun community won't hold him accountable. I don't know if it's because it's Clint Smith from Thunder Ranch, or people aren't watching TFB TV videos anymore, or you're worried about Clint Smith being old and sick. I don't know, but he's a grown-ass man just like everybody else. I still respect him. That was a real gut punch for a lot of us that give a shit about this stuff, and I'm really upset about it even now. All right, into the ATF thing with the pistol brace. We all know the scorecard's bullshit. It's designed to fail, and they're going to keep moving the goalposts till they just get to take these. That's their whole objective. There's no disabled veterans get to keep it or people with disabilities get to keep it. That's not even on the docket. It opens with saying we can call whatever we want an SBR anyway, get fucked. And the scorecard's just going to take what it's going to take. Like, this is like 16 or 17 points. Apparently, this just an SBA 3 is 3 points. I'm guessing an SBA 4 is 4 points. But an SBA 3 is 3 points off the bat. So you can literally have nothing else on your gun. No sights, no anything. A lot of the criteria and the things that give you points are things that make the firearm safe. You know, and the ATF is not supposed to have the authority to regulate accessories. They're literally only there to enforce the National Firearms Act and do other things. They also do things with alcohol and tobacco. The main problem here is they're putting all this effort into telling you how you can use a product, which is not their place to do. And they're essentially trying to execute an edict given to them by this administration, which is dangerous because they're not a political affiliate. They're a law enforcement arm. They're supposed to be fair, firm, and impartial. All law enforcement is supposed to be fair, firm, and impartial. And you feel how you want about whatever, but they're supposed to enforce the law with a neutral approach. It's supposed to be fact-based and all this other stuff. Doing stuff like this reduces the confidence in law enforcement, the confidence in their departments, and it makes them a political faction, not a law enforcement agency. And I have very little love or respect for anybody in the ATF because there's nothing that the ATF has done for good, you know, unless they're keeping people from poisoning alcohol or tobacco. I don't know what they're doing. The way they pat themselves on the back was posting a thing about Waco. What the fuck? The ATF also approved these. They approved them. We bought them in good faith in compliance with the law. We configured things based on their statements and their approval and the law. And now they're coming after us for it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then for a while they said we couldn't shoulder them, and then they said, you know what, you can shoulder them because it's safer and it doesn't matter, it's a pistol AR. And anyone knows these are shitty stocks. They're not stocks, they're pistol braces. And however you use it is fine, I don't give a shit, but it was designed to be a pistol brace. It doesn't use all 5 positions on this buffer tube, it only uses 3. And if you have an A5, I don't know what it does and doesn't use because I don't have any, but a stock is way better always. You're always going to want a stock. The only thing this gives you over a stock is you don't have to call the ATF whenever you want to take it somewhere. That's it. And sometimes you can keep it in your vehicle because it's not considered a rifle, which are 2 positives. I don't see any issues with that, Clint. Also, this whole proposal is predicated on a lie. The ATF is saying there's only 3 million pistol braces in circulation.
So that was a fucking lie.
When there's really like 10 to 40 million. If you watch Colion Noir's video, the guy from SB Tactical said we've made more than 3 million. So you're not going to sit there and tell me that it's not in common use, which is something that they have to convince people of. So if you haven't written your letter yet, make sure you put that in there, because I think I forgot. And lastly, citizens bought these because they wanted to comply with the law. Even though these laws are unconstitutional, there are human beings that decided, hey, I'm still going to try to do right by these unconstitutional laws and do the legal thing that I'm authorized to do as stated by the ATF, who would regulate this in the first place. So they purchased these legally and in good faith and configured them in good faith in compliance with the regulatory agency. And millions of people did this. And now they're saying you can't. And they're going to make you a felon over it. Or you can pay $200 to keep it. If you can pay to keep something, is it illegal in the first place? Is it dangerous in the first place? They're really going to trifle people over $200. And yes, that's the answer. They're trifling people over $200.
You people are so petty. And tiny.
And once again, an executive agency does not have the right or legal standing to do this. So please, write some letters, get people involved, submit your comment, and write your representatives. Because this is just executive fiat on steroids. Insane, clown world. Let's hand the ATF the L's they so rightly deserve. I am so sick of these motherfuckers. Thanks for watching. Take care out there. This is becoming a habit. I do have a lot more shooting videos and stuff coming up. This is probably going to be the last commentary thing I do for a while, except for I've got one project about somebody lying about training special forces people coming up. But we'll see about that. I got to get more supporting documentation. But I am doing a lot more shooting, and I'm going shooting this weekend, so there will be more stuff coming. Some cool videos. So it's not just going to be this moving forward. I'm not a commentary channel, okay? So don't lose faith. Good stuff is coming. All right. See you around.